Let's go. Thank you for joining us again as tonight. Let's call it Hammock Bone Wednesday. More on that coming up as Mike and I conclude our positional previews with the starting and relief pitchers. As it is that time, folks, pitchers and catchers have begun reporting for spring training and a hot stove update. But before all that, as we always do, we ask you the question, where else would you rather be than right here? Right now. You okay over there?
I think I just cracked my hamate bone.
I was going to put a splint on, but I took a nap instead. You're looking live at our split studios. This is Fantasy Baseball Now, episode 73, part of the ballnine.com podcast network. Sup?
Nothing's up. I mean, pitchers and catchers reported yesterday, and it's newsworthy already in Major League Baseball. By the way, follow us at ball9.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel, smash the like button, do anything. We're getting desperate. There's the big man. Yeah, pitchers and catchers report, and first thing I see is Spencer Schwellenbach, 60-day DL.
Yep.
Next thing I see is that Zach Wheeler is probably going to be in the rotation in April.
Yeah.
Third thing I see is Blake Snell will probably start the season on the injured list. Fourth thing I see is Garrett Cole is ahead of schedule, but probably won't join the rotation until May, maybe June, just to be safe. Holy smokes. I'm sure the big man in Massachusetts is reveling in the Caleb Durbin for Kyle Harrison trade. The centerpiece of the Rafael Devers deal. The centerpiece of the Rafael Devers deal dealt 4 months later, 5 months later.
He did better. They're better off. Durbin's a good player. But who are these guys throwing batting practice for the D-backs and the Orioles? You trying to own the plate, mark your territory in early February?
Yeah, and maybe Francisco Lindor should stay off the sandlots down in the DR as well. So there's been many fractured hamate bones. Probably the first time we ever heard of it was when Mike Piazza got ripped in the hand and broke his hamate bone. So I couldn't help myself. I had to research what this thing really is. So it's literally like right below on both hands. It's right below your knuckle on your pinky finger, and it really is about as useful as an appendix. However, when it's hurt, it hurts, and a lot of times. What I'm reading is a lot of times it's the stress of swinging over and over and over again that is causing these injuries. It's not necessarily getting hit by a pitch.
Okay.
It's all of a sudden finding discomfort in your hands. They do an MRI and they're like, yeah. So it used to be they'd repair it. Now they're just removing the damn thing. And then it's 4 to 6 weeks after removal of that bone that the tendon should be fused and back together and way to go. However, there's a power reduction for a period of time. Yeah. It takes a while to get the power generation back. And that, for the guys we're talking about, Carroll, who was 30-30 last year, Lindor, who was, I think, 32 home runs, and Jackson Holiday was starting to show some power. That's a big red flag on draft day.
It is, and here's why. I thought Carroll and Holiday got hit by pitches. It's a red flag because they're not going to get any spring training either.
Well, first of all, back to the Baltimore, who's throwing pitches in Baltimore. If it's anybody from their starting rotation, they're not hitting anybody. They're putting it right down the fucking middle with no movement on it. So, and that's why these guys are fracturing their hamate bones, because they're swinging out of their rear ends. Robert?
So if you take look, Lindor's still highly drafted. I would think Carroll, maybe not first round now, but second or third.
Right.
But Holiday's the guy that I'm really intrigued by, because if you're in a dynasty league, he had some value. But go back to last year, Zach Geloff got hurt 10 days before the season opener, and he was dog shit all year, and he lost the season.
He proclaims himself healthy, however.
So what is Jackson Holiday now if you're in a 1-year league? Because he hasn't fulfilled the promise everyone says he has. And now are you going to take a flyer on him?
I'll tell you who it makes more valuable in Baltimore. Jordan Westberg. Because by the time Holiday gets back, Westberg's going to be second and third base eligible. And having him as a flex at 2 positions is going to make him more valuable. Not that he wasn't anyway. I'm big in on Westberg this year, but it really hurts the Diamondbacks. I mean, I guess they could put the worst defensive shortstop in the history of modern baseball back at short for a period of time in New York. So they do have some coverage because Bichette can play there. And they got 38 other middle infielders.
They'll go out and trade for Jeff McNeil. You could help.
Oh, you're welcome, big man. I'm glad I wish everybody I wish we had like 800,000 subscribers to this thing, and none of them were from our league. That would be much. That would make these things more. That would make these things more of a secret, because you'll forget it because you're going to draft a closer.
No, we'll get to that.
Yeah, you are.
There isn't a chance in hell of me taking a closer. I will be the last guy to take a closer.
Bob is right. Neto didn't slow down, but Neto was leg injury. It was not, or no, maybe it was shoulder. He was shoulder last year. I don't know. Look, you got a franchise worth $1 billion. You better be able to have the right medical, except for the Yankees.
Well, hey, you got Paul Goldschmidt though. Again.
Yeah, I guess DJ LeMahieu said no.
That'll tilt the odds. Bear with me while I turn the heat up in my house. It's
cold. Well, you know what that does do though?
What?
Is it because they're saying Rice is going to get more at bats against lefties this year? It gives them a right-handed bat against left-handed pitching if they want to give Wells or Rice the day off.
Yeah.
Because they don't like the matchup, or just to give them a day off. And it gives you a platinum glove first baseman as a defensive replacement in the late innings that you didn't have. And I totally forgot, though he doesn't really have any fantasy value, is that Oswaldo Cabrera's back and he's 100% healthy and ready to go.
Yeah.
So there's 3 positions that you can fill as well. I mean, they're going to need to figure. I mean, I guess Schumann's the pickup to back up short until Volpe gets back in. Maybe never, but not till the end of May.
What about Ozuna to Pittsburgh? I thought that they finally found someone to take their money.
I heard that the Pirates had inquired about whether Julio Urias had been reinstated by Major League Baseball. Yeah. Because they seem to have a penchant for signing these domestic violence assholes.
Yeah, we are family.
We are family unless you don't make me my chicken pot pie bitch.
Yeah.
We're not family,
right?
We're not family anymore. What I didn't like about there's 2 things I don't like about it. One is bat speed was down 1.5 miles per hour last year. That's not good on an aging slugger. The thing I don't like about it the most is the way they handled Andrew McCutcheon through this whole process.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a guy who's one of the most endeared players in Pirates history. Came back to that team to be the elder statesman and suffer through the bullshit of being a Pirate. And then you don't even really talk to him. Like, you don't even talk to him about if there's a plan for him. And on top of that, they're going to keep Jack Sawinski, who should be playing in a fucking beer league in Idaho and working in some potato factory instead of being in Major League Baseball. And he's not a good fielder on top of that. So they're just doing it the wrong way with him. It's just not the way you do it.
Yeah.
And they totally messed it up. Now, does it with O'Hearn and with him? I mean, it's more power than they had in their lineup last year.
Yeah. I thought Verlander was interesting. I don't know how much he brings to the table, but he's in a good spot. He doesn't have to be much more than a fifth starter at best.
He's 4-5, him or Flaherty. Pick your poison.
Yeah. I mean,
Reese Olson's not pitching this year. He's out for the season.
It's a good spot for Mr. Upton. You know, he doesn't have to do it. He's not going to be counted on for a lot, and he could actually help him if he could summon some youth.
Yeah, I mean, you go Skubal, Valdez, and Mize, and then whatever Flaherty and Verlander give you. You know, they're going to. The one thing about both of those guys, they're going to compete.
Yeah. All you're looking for is 4 or 5 innings.
And in that division, yeah, you're just looking for a way to get to Finnegan, Vest, and Kenley. So you got to find your way to the 6th inning one way or the other, and then let those 3 guys take it from there, and then you're good.
Yeah.
And the division's winnable. It's certainly winnable. I mean, yeah, I think it's a good. I mean, I'm happy for him that he went back where he started. I think that's a good full circle moment for him for the end of his career and to finish it out there. And I mean, the Tigers don't do a lot right, but I think they might have got this. Both of them, Verlander and the Tigers, I think got this one right. Now, what he is, who knows? I mean, he was pretty good for stretches last year. He was awful when the season first started. In fact, that was he was on the skip the bench and just release him, and then he went on a 6-start run where he was pretty good, and he finished the season pretty well. So, I mean, he's smarter than anybody that he's facing because of the way he pitches.
And the one thing with him, and he showed it when he left Detroit, when he was trying to get traded to a contender, where he started treating meaningless starts for the Tigers as postseason games. And then Houston latched on, and he was awesome for them. Yeah. He can rise to the occasion. He's a veteran, and he can do that. If it over the course of the season, no, but in a big game, he can pull through for you and give you an effort. You're going to get everything he has.
Yeah, I mean, he's your 5th starter, and amazingly, you lost their first 2 games of a series. He's going to go out in that 3rd game, and he's going to pitch like it's a playoff game.
Yep.
And he's going to pitch great. The other crazy injury, and this poor guy can't catch a break while he spends all this money, is Anthony Santander's 5 months. You think they're missing not being able to sign Kyle Tucker now?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they got there without him last year, but you can't count on George Springer having that year again this year.
No, I don't.
I mean, it'd be great for him if he does. I would be shocked.
Yeah, I don't see that. Not the 10th ranked player in fantasy baseball.
Yeah, I mean,
that was an aberration.
He had a great year last year, but his current average draft position would tell you that everybody else is feeling the same thing about him. I was hoping Scott White would have written his story about his 15-team roto draft that he did last night by now that he's doing tonight. That's why I'm not seeing it, because I wanted to do it. I could have done it last night if he would have done it. He's doing a 15-team draft. That'll be a good read either late tomorrow or first thing Friday morning to see what a 15-round draft looks like. That's a lot of players.
15, how many
15
23 rounds?
15 teams, and I think it's the same format as it's 2 catchers, corner, middle, 4 outfielders, regular infield, and either 7 or 9 pitchers, no bench. So I mean,
I think it was 23. That's
a lot.
That's an extra.
That's a lot. It's 345 players.
That's crazy. Crazy.
And I still wouldn't take fucking O'Neal Cruz.
Shall we
He's getting all the love. Fuck that guy.
Start with the starting pitchers?
We can start with the starting pitchers, and we'll start with your starting pitchers.
At first I went with Skubal, and I'm like, you know what? No, Skubal's been so good for 2 years.
He's been pretty good.
What you're going to get? Yeah, that was pre-Schwellenbach injury news.
Yes,
I think Skenes gets better and better, and he'll get better than he did last year, as great as he was. So I put him number 1. I'm interested to see what you did with him. Yeah, the interesting part was the top 3 are easy. Yamamoto. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see another guy. Gilbert and Wu, I really, really like. Hunter Brown, of some of the rankings I saw, I moved him up. A lot of people really have Chris Sale a lot higher than I do. He just scares the shit out of me.
I have him higher than you do. He does scare the shit out of me too.
He's great. He's great, but he's gotten old. So I bumped him down. I moved Freddie Peralta up versus his normal rankings. Zach Wheeler's a guy, check back in 4 or 5 weeks and see where he is. But the guy I love in there is Yuri Perez, and I actually was going to put him higher, but not quite ready to go there.
I'm wait and see on Yuri Perez.
Yeah.
He's got unbelievable stuff. He has unbelievable stuff. And this could end up being one of those trades that works out phenomenally for both teams. It really could be. I'll still wait and see on Yuri Perez.
Okay.
Pitching in Miami when it doesn't mean shit versus pitching in Chicago where it's going to mean everything all year. That takes a little time. I was surprised you had Spencer Strider.
I like him to bounce back.
In your top 20. He scares me.
I like him to bounce back. Yeah, he should scare you, but I that's a hunch. The guy that really I'm mystified by is Reagans, because
me too.
His strikeout rate is elite. And maybe it's the injuries. Maybe it's just, I'm not sure. I wanted to move him higher. Hunter Green's had an injury history. I feel pretty good about the first 9. I think Fried belongs there for sure. He's steady. You know what you're going to get. The one guy, if I was going to take Schwellenbach out with the injury, I'd probably put Joe Ryan in there. And if you draft him, you hope he gets traded to a team that's trying to win. He's quality. George Kirby's another guy, but I'm Mr. 5 innings. No thanks. I can't deal with stuff like that.
No, big man. No.
Ranger Suarez. No.
He shouldn't be closer to top 10. No. He's in 20. He's between 20 and 30. I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. I'd take Sonny Gray before I took Ranger Suarez.
Wow.
Yep. I know. I said it out loud. Where do we get to my closers? Jesus Christ.
I didn't want to rank any closers.
I'll tell you, here's my issue. Well, let's Let's go to, as Paul Harvey would say, page 2. Look, you have to Google that, kids. Paul Harvey, he had a radio show.
Skubal won. That's interesting.
I do. He wins more games. Every metric is better. We agree. I mean, we agree on a top 5. I've got Sale 6. I've got Sanchez 7. Here's my problem with Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown, can't wait to see him pitch in the World Series. Was he going to get traded? Hunter Brown always has that start that not only makes you wish he wasn't on your team, you immediately start trying to trade him.
He had 200 strikeouts last year.
I mean, it's that start. That start is that start. So we're pretty. I mean, I've got Fried lower. I don't know why. I do. I mean, DeGrom scares me. Of course, I've got Ryan at 15, Peralta, Schrombach, and then I got 3 guys that you didn't have. So I can't believe I have an Oreo pitcher. But you look at Kyle Bradish, like across the board, like, and I'm not just talking about like roto stats and head-to-head stats. Like you look at metric stats, he's closer to the top 3 than you would believe. I love Luzardo. I was way right on him last year. And Brandon Woodruff's healthy. And he's going to be the ace in Milwaukee. And his velocity was down last year coming back from injury. He looks like he's healthy and will probably be opening day starter unless he gets hurt again in spring training, which is
again
possible. But he had an oblique at the end of the year that kept him out of the playoffs, but he's healthy. And they'll slow play him a little bit in spring training, but he looks, I mean, he doesn't give up any base runners. He gives up very few runs. He's also pitching for a contract. Everything about him lines up to him having a really good year this year. So neither of us have Blake Snell.
No. That's pre-injury news too.
Neither of us
sucks
have
the first half of the year. He sucks.
Neither of us have any of the hot and fresh rising. Let's see if they're going to be superstars. McLean, Schlittler, Mizorowski,
Chase Burns,
Bubba Chandler. None of us have any of them. Speaking of Burns, probably the guy to pay very close attention to in spring training is Corbin Burns. That's probably the guy to play. He's going to be a stash at the beginning of the year if you have room for him.
Yeah.
But if he comes back in, I mean, it's much like Cole.
I was going to ask you about him next. Where does Cole go? What's Cole's ADP? Do you have that right there?
Yeah, it's low. I don't have it. I looked at it. Last night out of pure curiosity. And it was lower than I thought, but probably where it should be. He is currently at 292.86. That's 480 leagues on NFBC.
Wow.
So 292 is round 25.
Wow.
That means so he's gone as high as 126 and he's gone as low as 369.
Wow. That's crazy. What about Christopher Sanchez? You're the Philly guy.
He was unbelievable last year.
Yeah.
I mean, he was unbelievable last year, but until Wheeler got hurt, He was their number 2 starter. So he wasn't facing Skenes and Yamamoto and Sale and Hunter Green and Logan Webb and Freddie Peralta. He wasn't facing those guys. But he still gave up nothing. I mean, he deserved, I don't know about unanimous, but he certainly deserved to be second in Cy Young. He had a tremendous year. I feel like people are down on him. But like I would think he would be closer to Yamamoto in ADP than he is, but there's still, I mean, you're still talking about with both of those guys, with Yamamoto, Gilbert, Sale, Sanchez, and Brown, you're talking early third to the beginning of the fourth round. And that's probably right. And in all the drafts I've done, and on all the mocks we've done, that's about right. Like they're not going early. I think I took Yamamoto in the second round in one of the drafts because in a head-to-head because Skubal, Skenes, and Crochet went in the first round.
Yeah.
They all went in the first round, and I took them in the second a little earlier. So I don't know. I'm always of the mind that you can build a pitching staff because
you can. You got
injuries play a much bigger part. Guys coming back from injury, guys that found another pitch.
Yeah.
Hello Hayden Birdsong. I mean, like guys that found another pitch that could be effective, guys that signed with different teams that might be in a better spot than they were the year before. Young kids that burst on the scenes. Talking about the entire Marlins staff. I mean, Shane McClanahan looks like he's healthy. That's another, if he's fully healthy, he might be on this list.
Who just missed your list? I gave you a few of mine. Who just missed on yours?
Strider just missed. Not by Strider. Strider definitely just missed. I love Andy Abbott, man. I don't know why, but I do. I mean, I really think he's going to have an even. I really think he's going to have an even better year than he had last year. And he had
if the Reds can find a way to hit with Green, Abbott, Burns, and Lodolo, if they're all healthy, that's going to be a heck of a division.
I agree. I mean, Kirby. I considered Kirby. I considered Chris Bubik. I had Dylan, believe it or not, I had Dylan Cease. And then I replaced him with Woodruff just because I didn't want to get into what kind of therapy I might need for having Dylan Cease on any list in the top 20.
It's called whiskey.
Yeah, well, that's true. And then the other guy that I think the other guy who, I mean, he didn't pitch, almost at all last year is Michael King.
Yeah.
He strikes out a ton of guys. And he pitched really well in San Diego. And he's still in San Diego. I mean, I didn't have the new Rocky edition. The Rockies decided to go out and add Jose Quintana. We knew he'd land someplace. I didn't find the new Sacramento A's edition, Aaron Savali, on my list anywhere.
Yeah.
He didn't happen to make it. I mean,
there it is.
Emmett Sheehan's another guy that could be considered. I mean, we could easily have a conversation about 40 instead of 20 pitchers.
Sure.
And 20 to 40 would be a pretty good conversation, right? Because that's and honestly, 20 to 40 is how you build a pitching staff.
The big man, Kate Horton, is spot on. Love Kate Horton.
Yeah, I mean, look at Matthew Boyd had unbelievable year last year. And I think I remember saying, watch out for Matthew Boyd last year because he was healthy. And he had a terrific year last year. So now you add Perez, and hopefully Imanaga figures it out, and all of a sudden their pitching staff's pretty good. Like, yeah, we're 20 to 40 breaks is when you reach inside 20 to 40 instead of taking what's in front of you. Because you don't like Sonny Gray. That'd be me. I'm talking to myself right there. Or Kyle Bradish is sitting there, and I'm like, I can't take this asshole because they're going to suck. And I should have taken him.
Yep. Trevor Rogers. Another one.
Sagano signed with the Rockies as well. That'll go well.
He in that 3.2 strikeout rate per 9.
Yeah, per 9. It's a ground ball pitcher, though. I think the guy I'm going to probably pay the most attention to in spring training is Grayson Rodriguez.
Yeah, I still don't get
probably
why
the guy I'll pay the most attention to, like velocity, stuff, health. I don't care where he pitches. I want him to be healthy and have a phenomenal year because Taylor Ward's not going to, and I just want that to be one more confirmation that they just don't have a clue what they're doing in Baltimore. That's always fun for me, but like these hype guys, you want them to be good. Like you want them to live up to the hype. It's more interesting than they do.
Yeah, for sure it is.
Like you don't want them to come up and be terrible. Son of a bitch.
Isn't it past your bedtime?
I know. Why aren't you watching the Knicks and the Sixers? All right, let's go to closers. This ought to be fun.
All right. While he's calling that up, look, let Uncle Pugsley help you out. All right. Reason number 1 of 8,212 that I finished last was because I chose a reliever with my first pick. Pick 12 in our draft, round 6. We keep 5. I broke a decades-long rule of being the last one to draft closers. Don't do it. They're not worth it. They're all a dime a dozen. Half of them end up halfway through the year, suck. The other half get traded and become setup men. You maybe get a 10 or they start gambling on their first pitches.
Yeah.
And get sent home and excused for the rest of the career. They're not worth it. And especially if it's a league that doesn't factor in blown saves. If it's a league that blown saves is a problem, okay, I'll give you a little bit of leeway there. But beyond that, they're all a dime a dozen. Mark this down. I will be the last guy to draft a closer in our league. And when we get to the head-to-head draft, I'm drafting none. 0. I'll take my chances with all starters. I'm out. I'm out of the closing pool. It pained me to even put together a list.
Boy, this is where I wish I was smart enough and prepared enough to bring up our show from about this time last year where you said the exact same thing.
Yeah, then I changed my mind. I should have listened to myself. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, that's true. No respect for the big Cuban. Well, at least I have him on here, big man.
Yeah, you know what though? I can't blame the 15 pre-draft pack last year because I had Mason Miller dialed up for a while because of where I was. Didn't have a first round pick, didn't have a third. Thought I better grab one. It didn't work out.
No.
Bad pick. Bad.
No. I mean, we have all the same guys in different order. close to each other pretty much all the way around, except you've got Rizal Iglesias, who I believe won't be the closer at some point, and Suarez will be, even though he was tremendous in the second half.
Yeah.
And you've got Ryan Helsley, who, like in St. Louis, he was great.
It was great. Look,
he just got the stench of that blue and orange on him, and he choked just like everybody else in that organization always does whenever they have to.
We get later in our draft, and I'll come away with Ryan Helsley and Emilio Pagan, and I'm fine. I'm good. There's my two.
Yeah.
See ya.
It's like Carlos Estevez. He don't strike anybody out. Every save opportunity is a half a heart attack. Yet he doesn't blow any saves, and he gets a save.
Yep.
So, like in that stat alone, he's going to compile numbers, and they're in tight games all the time, so he's going to get used. The way Devin Williams was from August 1st of last year until the end of the season, he could have a really massive year on an 81 win team. He could have a really big year on a team that's going to win 81 games.
How much did it pain you to type Aroldis Chapman's name?
It didn't pain me at all, to be honest with you. He's a pirate and a red. So neither of us have Jeff Hoffman.
No, he
led the league in homers allowed.
He's a roller coaster ride.
He is a roller coaster ride.
Shaker High School, Latham, New York.
Pete Fairbanks in Miami is an interesting get. Danny Palencia in Chicago is an interesting get. And Mr. Tony Sir Anthony Dominguez for the White Sox, also an interesting get. I mean, until AJ Hinch says definitively that Kenley's the closer in Detroit, too many options there for me to get super excited about him.
I would think Jansen will end up winning that job.
But in a league where in a head-to-head league where holds are a category, taking Vest and Kenley is a pretty damn good strategy.
Yes,
it's a pretty good strategy because you're going to get one way or the other. You're going to get one or the other.
When do I start stumping for a league holds plus saves category? When do I start stumping for that again? I lost it last year.
Like you know me, I would have blown off batting average 3 years ago and switched to OPS if it was up to me. But
yeah, what about Bednar? He terrible. Refound his form.
Oh, he was 2024. He was great. The beginning of 2025, when you were suffering with him, he was awful.
Oh, he was terrible.
They did the right thing. Right? They sent him down. Once he got called up, he didn't give up squat. And he didn't give up squat when he got traded. He was phenomenal. And the bigger the spot, the better he was. Ooh, we got yes votes on two things. So the question is, right? So part of ranking these guys is you got to look at how many chances they're going to get. Right? Who else is true? The Dodgers had no closer for the entire year last year. Diaz they're going to win 100 games. He's going to probably get 70 opportunities to save games. He'll probably come into 50 of those. Who else is going to close in San Diego because all they do is use their bullpen? So Miller's going to get 50 opportunities to save. Munoz had 50 opportunities last year. Duran was great when he got traded to the Phillies. Every game the Guardians, Every game that the Guardians plays a 1-run game. So they're going to, every ninth inning, he's going to have to be available.
Yeah.
Hader's hurt. That's worrisome.
I'm not a big fan of Josh Hader.
He's injured, and he's like, they're slowing him down. He may not start the season. They're scuffling a little bit in Houston, which is sad, very sad.
That's too bad. Garbage.
Very
can.
sad. I mean, with Chapman, do you trust anybody else in the Red Sox bullpen? They only showed you all year last year that they sucked, except for him. Their bullpen was awful. I mean, Helsley's going to get chances to save in a 13-11 game. They'll be in all those.
Yeah.
The Royals play a ton of close games, so it's really a matter of opportunity. Is like it's not just how many games you think that team is going to win. Is that are they going to be there? That's why I didn't rank Iglesias, because Suarez could get half the saves. And this, it's Suarez and Iglesias, Veston, Finnegan, and
Kenley.
And Kenley. I mean, it's who knows in Tampa. They're going to go bullpen by committee, it looks like. Like who's the closer, and the team's going to be in a bunch of close games. I mean, they're saying that Uribe is going to be the closer in Milwaukee until he's not.
Yeah.
And then they'll go right back to McGill. And they can split that. They could easily split that without naming a closer.
I'm just taking a quick list at some of these names.
Oh, there's some
interesting guys. Ryan Walker, Griffin Jacks. You got to see how they make out. Uceda and Tampa. You just got to see how it goes in spring training, I guess. See who wins the job.
Right. I mean, it could be Alexis Diaz in Texas.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it could be Alexis Diaz in Texas. Like, wow, that's not good. That's not good at all. As a matter of fact, that's bad. Yeah. Nobody knows who's closing in Arizona.
You could get another year of the Daniel Palencia experience in Chi-Town.
Yeah, I mean, he's already been named a closer.
Yeah, that's scary. I mean,
well, their whole bullpen left. So they didn't really seem to address that. They didn't do a great job. They really didn't do a great job in addressing that even a little bit.
It's typically with us, we have a 5-person bench. My typical strategy is I have one extra outfielder. I don't want a third baseman as my bench player. I have a third baseman. That's it. 4 pitchers. Typically have an extra closer in the background, or if you got a volatile guy, go handcuff him with somebody and go get the setup man who could get moved really easily.
A volatile guy.
These guys blow up. They blow up. That's why
they definitely blow up.
They're relievers because they're not good enough to be starters. That's why you make them a reliever.
Well, the thing that's interesting is like when they get hurt, because that happens. And then you put all your eggs. That's the other danger of drafting a closer. It's pitchers in general, right? And when they get injured, it's not an hour. It's not, hey, they're going to miss 3 games because they got a little leg injury. Like they're going to be there a month at best. And when they get injured, and you've got all your eggs in those baskets, like you decide to go early, and you're like, I'm going to get Miller, and I'm going to get Cade Smith, and that's going to be my first 2 picks, and I'll have saves locked down, and head to head, I'll get 3 saves a week from each guy, and I'll kill everybody. One of them gets hurt, or Cade Smith decides that he's not a closer because he only did it for. He only did it because Class A won $5,000 betting that he would be the closer if he got suspended.
Yeah, it's a volatile group. I mean, but here's the hard part. You look at this list, I feel pretty good about most of them if they're on my team.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But check back August 1st, and you're like, what the hell was I thinking?
yeah. But when you're looking at from Miller to Cade Smith, that's the 4th round. I mean, that's pretty much the 4th round. I mean, that's like, are you taking a closer in a 4th round in an open draft?
Yeah, you know what? If you're in a league with me, please do. Please do it and knock down good players to me.
The first head to head that we did, I took so that was January 21st. And in at the end of round 3 and the beginning of round 4, Devin Milligan took Diaz and Munoz back to back. Miller went in round 4. Hader went in round 5.
That's crazy.
Duran went in 7. Smith went in 7. Chapman, Bednar went in round 7. And I took Bednar at 83 and Devin Williams at 86. I mean, that's a long time. So that's head to head. In the regular roto, this is January. There wasn't a closer taken in roto until Miller in round 6.
Diaz didn't go before then?
Diaz went at 59 at the end of round 5.
Okay.
Then we forward a month, or not quite a month. Oh no, that is the 126. The early head to head was still round. Wow. Wow, I have to be missing him. The early head to head, I waited a long time. Jesus, what the heck? Miller went in a 10th round. Miller and Diaz in the 10th round in the early head to head. And then Duran, I took Duran Munoz. Like that wasn't until 10 or 11.
Okay.
So, and in the early roto, I think it was probably the same. No, he didn't fill it. So I'd have to look it up. But taking them early is dangerous.
Yeah, please
All right,
do if you're in my league.
So Battlefield Bob just posted a poll on our, and we'll close with this. We'll circle back to Corbin Carroll. With who should replace Corbin Carroll in the WBC? James Wood, Riley Green, Wyatt Langford, Roman Anthony, and always the number 5. Who cares? My team sucks. I think it has to be Riley Green.
I saw Soder picture of his name
There's
earlier.
only 3 outfielders on that roster right now. With Carroll injured, there's only 3.
I think I would vote Riley Green out of those guys. Hard to go against James Wood, though, too.
It is, but you also need defense. I mean, you also can't forget that you got to take defense into consideration, and if you're going to replace Carroll, you might as well replace him with a like defensive player, and Riley Green's the best defensive player of those 4. I'd like to see. It's probably too early for Roman Anthony. I'd like to see him on that team, though.
Yeah,
I'd like to see him in that setting. Even though he is young, I would like to see him in that setting. Just to see what he would do with that group of players, because I think he would. I don't think he would be intimidated or overwhelmed by it at all. It makes me sick to my stomach that I'm that far in on Roman Anthony, but I am. I don't want him to be good.
He's, by all accounts, he's gonna be.
But he's gonna be.
All right.
But he's gonna be. And I did read something today that made me feel worse about I think Jaron Duran's gonna have a big bounce back, and that is that he may be in a semi-platoon against left-hand pitching.
That's interesting.
It's very interesting.
What's next up for us next week?
Next week is AL and NL East preview.
All right.
Though, given the fact that we're a little bit behind, we may there'll be some kind of preview of some teams next week.
Gonna leave you hanging. It's called
only the American. It might be all American League. It might be all National League. It might be AL and the East. There will be some kind of preview, unless we cross one of these future shows off our list, which we could do.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. So
until then,
plan next Wednesday.
We will plan next Wednesday.
Could be Tuesday. Most likely Wednesday.
Could be Tuesday.
We'll settle down. Once high school basketball season ends for me, Tuesdays become a lot easier.
Yeah. And the last piece of advice I'll give for our viewers tonight: don't get your significant other a vacuum cleaner for Valentine's Day.
No.
Or an iron. Like those are Christmas presents.
There you go. All right. Have a good week.
You too. We're out.
All right. See ya.